Alright, welcome back to another video, and this video I'm going to be doing a rebuilding challenge. So, I'm going to be playing this National Swimming League game that I created, and my goal is to try to win a championship within about three years, so let's see what we can do. And so for this team, I'm going to be using probably, out of the 20 teams, we'll probably start with we'll start with the Texas Stingrays, just because, you know, Texas, they've been rolling, so that's the team we're going to be using. And if you guys don't know what this game is, you can look at my other video that I made, and I basically kind of just run through like how everything works, and yeah, you guys can see what it looks like. Alright, and the settings I'm going to be using for this rebuild are pretty much the same. Sim difficulty around 50, fatigue recovery rate 50, muscle going to turn trades on along the deadline, and then for the course I'm going to be doing long course meters. Draft class is going to be on, retirements are on. I'm using a draft lottery, all-star match, and then salary cap is around 2.5 million. So, yep, let's start the rebuild. Alright, so now we are at the simulation, and so let's see what our roster looks like. We have Gorbenko, Christoph Milak, Desplanche, and Mark Ceranic, Nick Fink, Kyle Chalmers, which is really good swimmer. Just had a really good swim on the relay. It's currently World Championships are going on right now. Tamara Honda and Ruda Melodite, Duluth, McHugh, and yeah. So I mean, not the most intriguing roster, but we do have a couple of stars with Milak and Chalmers, and you know, not really that much on the women's side. Maddie Wilson's a good pick though. So yeah. All right, taking a look at our lineups. I don't think I'm going to make any changes here. You know, obviously Fink, Chalmers, and Milak are kind of like a bigger stars, so probably put Milak on the 2 free, 2 fly, Chalmers as well, and I don't know if I want to put Chalmers in the 2 fly, so maybe you can try to put Ogata, and then maybe you put Chalmers instead of Fink in the 50 freestyle. Milak in 100 flies as well, as long as Chalmers, and Fink in the 2 breast. And then let's put Milak and Chalmers as well, 100 freestyle. Milak in the 4 free as well. And yeah, so that's going to be my lineup I'm going to use, so let's save that lineup. And now let's go simcast our first match against Atlanta. Alright, so looking at Atlanta's roster, they have Diaceto, Trenton Julian, Blake Peroni, Freya Anderson, Hines, Duluth, and that's pretty much it with their roster. It doesn't really look like they have. It kind of looks like their roster kind of is identical to ours in terms of talent. But they also, I forgot to mention, they also have Martineggi and Whiffen. So, yeah, I mean, they have like a good all-around roster, but I think we can take this team down. So, I'm gonna skip to event number, let's say like event number 13, and let's see what the score is. Okay, and now we're actually up by a good amount. So, looks like we're actually better than this team. So, hopefully that'll carry on to the rest of the simulation. So let's simulate to event number 26, I guess, and let's see if we can try to hold on to this lead. Okay, and now we're still up by a good amount. So now up by about 60 something points. So let's see how our swimmers are doing. Maddie Wilson 209s, 8 and a 2 back. Nick Fink with a 208 and a 2 breast, and then Chalmers not so good in 100 fly. Not really expecting that his best event. We'll see what else, other results. Milak with a 151.9 in 2 fly. That's a really fast time. Milak and Honda in the 2 fly is pretty unstoppable right there. So that's that's an event I can rely on. And then Maddie Wilson 59.3, and let's see who else is killing it here. I'm just gonna skip to the end this meet, and we do end up taking a win here, 382 to 285, and Maddie Wilson's the MVP, so hopefully she can kind of hold that throughout the entire season. 36 points, and yeah, so that's going to be it for that match, and we'll see how we do at the end of the All-Star break. Alright, so I'm at the halfway point of the season, and we're actually 9-1, so we're actually doing really well. And so let's see where we are in the standings. We're actually 2nd overall in the league, and let's take a look at, I believe we're in the Western Conference, so yeah, so we're actually 1st in the Western Conference. And then Milak is averaging 18.75 points per match, and Chalmers 22.7. Zhujian Yang is 22.9 points, and then Rudy Militite was probably, I think, our leading scorer here. Or actually, no, it's actually Matty Wilson, actually. So Matty Wilson with 31.9 points, most of it coming from the relays, and actually doing a lot in the 200 backstroke and 100 back. So, as a freestyler, a little surprising to see her doing most of her damage in the backstroke. All right, so then at the All-Star match, we have Sjostrom and Kolesnikov as our team captains, and then let's see if we get any Texas swimmers here. Matty Wilson makes it, obviously. Let's see if anyone else here. May Chalmers makes it. Gabrielle Deddy makes it as well. And that's about it. So, yeah, those are our All-Stars. And now I'm going to simulate to the end of the regular season, and we'll see where we are in the standings. Alright, so at the end of this season, Sjostrom wins MVP. Male MVP goes to Kolesnikov for the Bulldogs. Female Rookie of the Year goes to Maggie McNeil. Brooks Curry also gets male MVP for the Michigan Marlins. And then the Philadelphia Tigers get Team of the Year. Or all NSL teams we have. See if we have any Texas swimmers on here. We do get Kyle Chalmers. Matty Wilson makes a C team. And that looks like it's it. It's just those two swimmers. Looking at the standings, we were top seed in the Western Conference. And yeah, it looks like we're the top seed of. And then overall, we were actually the second seed behind Philadelphia. So yeah, it looks like their team's going to be really stacked. Alright, so looking at the playoff bracket, we are either facing the Houston Hustle or the Michigan Penguins, or Minnesota Penguins. So let's see which team we face. And we are facing the Houston Hustle. So let's take a look at their roster. They do have Noah Ponte, Hangin Kin, who's like their breaststroker, who had a really good swim at World Championships. He dropped like a 57 or something. They also have Taylor Ruck, who's actually averaging a lot of points, 33.6, which is kind of odd. Leah Smith also having a good season, and Ariane Titmus as well. So even though they have a good roster, they don't really have the depth to match up with us. So let's see how we do. Alright, so I'm just going to simulate this entire match all at once, and hopefully we do not choke, and we end up winning. 345 to 323, and now we are facing the Tennessee Blazers. So let's see how good they did. So they were 15-4 in the regular season. Oh boy, and their roster looks really stacked with McIntosh, Dressel, Leclos, Steenbergen, Douglas. I mean, that's a very, very good lineup right there. And I mean, even with those swimmers, they don't really have the rest of the. Alright, and I'm also going to simcast this match. So let's simulate this match. Alright, so here we are. So now let's go to event number 14, so which is like the first break. So let's see what happens here. And we jump out to a huge lead, actually. And yeah, so 166 and 92, and Christoph Mielek gets last place in 50 freestyle, but that's not that important. We actually got the dub in 200 fly, so that's pretty good. And Matty Wilson gets that win in 100 backstroke, and Nick Fink as well in the 100 breast. Alright, so now let's skip to event number 26, and let's see what happens here. Alright, now we're only up by 30-ish points, so yeah, it looks like our lead's going to be cut in half a bit, so let's not choke here. So let's go to event number 32, and let's see if we can hold the lead. Okay, so now we're only down by 20. We're up by 25. So still holding the lead, but Caleb Dressel's still on the team, and Kate Douglas and McIntosh. And yeah, they got a big 1-2-3 finish in that 2IM. So let's play out the rest of this match, and we do end up winning. And now we go on to the finals. All right, in the finals, we are facing the Philadelphia Tigers, who had the top seed in the Eastern Conference. And let's take a look at their roster: Duncan Scott, Dennis Rapsis, Bobby Fink, Dylan Carter, Charles DeBonnet, Zane Grothy, and Penny Alexiak. So a lot of really, really good talent here. Kate Campbell averaging 26 points. Simona Quadarella as well, 24 points. And yeah, Abby Whitesell as well, and Matt Corton. So yeah, this is a really good team. Even like from the star swimmers to like the role swimmers on this team. So yeah, we're going to be in for a really tough match. So let's actually simcast this match again. All right, so now let's go event number 14 again. Let's see if we can jump out to a lead like we always do, and we do. So now we're up by about 23 points. Could be wrong in that math, but it's what it is. So now let's see if we can keep hold that lead. So now event number 26. So I feel like our lead's gonna be shrinked a little bit, and it does. We're actually in behind now, so we're down by 8 points. So let's not choke here. Let's go to event number 32, and let's see if we can make up some ground. No, we can't. Now we're down by 18 points, and now we're gonna need a miracle here. All right, so now I'm just gonna let this match play out. So we're gonna simulate the event by one, and let's just pray we can get a miracle and win a championship in our first match, which could possibly happen. Down to 9, and no, we didn't finish good there, and we ended up losing. So yes, final score was 349.5 to 317. In our first year we made it all the way to the finals, but obviously we're not satisfied. So now let's rebuild our roster in the offseason. Alright, so now on to the 2023 offseason. Some retirements: Coleman Stewart retires, Tom Shields, Annie Laser, and a couple other big names as well. And on our side, we have Anton Chukop retiring from our team. Hall of Famers, inductees: Nathan Adrian makes it on the Tennessee Blazers team. Draft lottery here: Indiana has the best odds to make it with the worst record. So we don't have any picks in the lottery. And the Boston Whales actually jump up and steal the number 1 pick. Alright, so now on to the draft, and we have, let's see, what pick do we have? We have pick number 19, so a little bit far down, and I'm probably going to end up making a trade into maybe like top 10 or something, but just because there's a lot of really good talent on the draft board, and yeah, there's some swimmers on our team that I could possibly trade for. Alright, so now we are on the clock with the 19th pick, and I think I'm probably going to end up trading the pick because I want to fill out on the female side. We do need a breaststroker, so I'm probably thinking about like targeting Mona McSherry, or maybe I can try to go for Caitlin Dobler as well. But I'm probably gonna pick up Caitlin Dobler, but I'm also gonna try to make a trade. Alright, so I'm gonna try to make a trade with the Arizona Bobcats, who have the number 4 overall pick, which is Mona McSherry. So let's see if I can try to trade. I want to see how our team did. So I do want to trade Max McHugh because he didn't really have that good of a season. So maybe let's try to throw in McHugh. Obviously that trade's not going to go through. Maybe we can throw in Ogata, who only had average 8 points, as well as, I don't even know how to say his name, Kirill. I'll just say his first name. So Kirill and McHugh. Let's try this trade. So McHugh and Kirill for pick number 4. Let's see if they accept that trade, and they do. And with the 19th pick, I am going to take Caitlin Dobler, so now we get 2 breaststrokers on our team. And then with my second round pick, I'm going to take Hwang Sun Woo, who surprisingly was not picked up by a team. Alright, and team player options, we have the option on Jacob Kraska. I don't know how good he did. Let's see, he averaged only 5 points per match, but it is only $28,000, so we'll take their offer, but we could end up trading if we want to. So let's see who's going to enter free agency. Sophie Harvey, Sage Rapsis enters free agency. Christoph Milik as well, who was actually on our team, so we had to re-sign him to our roster. Megan McNeil, Sydney Pickram, John Shebbet, Bobby Fink. So a lot of really good names in free agency. So now on to free agency, and there are actually a lot of really good names in here. Katika Hosu, Michael Andrew as well, Reagan Smith, Matt Sates, Trenton Julian, Beaton Nelson, and Christoph Milik, who also has 4 offers, so we're going to have to extend with them. Klesnikov as well, Taylor Ruck, who had a really good season, Jake Foster, Albiero, Bobby Fink. So a lot of really good names I want to possibly throw some offers for. So first I'm going to re-sign Christoph Milik to a long-term deal. So I'm going to give him a 4-year player option worth $405,000 per year with a player option on the 4th year. I'm also going to sign Reagan Smith. So We do need a starting backstroker as well as a starting butterflyer. So let's offer a $408,000 salary with 4 years and no option. Let's throw an offer at Bobby Fink for distance swimming, a $378,000 salary and a 4-year player option on the 4th year. Let's also try to get Clement Klesnikov, who can be sprint freestyle backstroker, $408,000 4-year player option. And then I'm also going to offer Nick Fink, so I'm also going to actually bring him back, a 3-year $915,000 with a player option on the 4th year. And then after day 1, we do get Nick Fink, but we also lose out on Kristof Milak, so that's a bummer. And then we also miss out on Reagan, Bobby, and Klesnikov, so strike out on some deals. Alright, so now day 2 of free agency, and there's still a couple of good names that we can try to possibly sign. I'm going to offer Taylor Ruck, who can provide us with the sprint freestyle and backstroke as well, with a 3-year, $1.2 million with a player option on the 4th year. So this might be a little bit of an overpay, but I'm going to hope that she does really well. I'm also going to offer Erica Brown an offer, who surprisingly only wants the minimum, who can swim on the relays and provide us with the sprint freestyle. Let's offer Maxime Grousset a 3-year, $834,000 with a player option on the 4th year, who was actually having a really good World Championships, in the sprint 50 fly. I'm also going to offer Daniel Jervis, a distance swimmer, on the minimum deal. And then also Lucas Mazarak, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but who also had a really good swim at World Championships as well. And then after day 2, we do get Erica Brown and Maxime Grousset. Taylor Ruck signs another offer. And let's take a look at some of the other offers. Michael Anshu signs with the Cincinnati. Taylor Ruck goes to Houston. David Popovich, we could have probably signed him, goes to Minnesota. Siobhan Haughey to Las Vegas. And, we forgot to re-sign Deddy. And he goes to Indiana. Alright, so now day 3, and we have 3 offers to make. Alright, so let's offer Christian Diener for our first offer, who we do need a backstroker for our team, so he can kind of fill in that role. And then I'm also going to offer Mitch Larkin a 3-year, 1.1 with a player option on the 4th year, so we do need a secondary backstroker as well as you can also fill out the IM role as well. And then with my last offer, I'm going to offer Charlie Clark, a distance swimmer, 1-year minimum deal to be our second distance swimmer. And then after day 2, we get Daniel Jervis. The other swimmers are still mulling offers, and we do miss out on Mitch Larkin. And let's see what other offers. Anything interesting? Mary Sophie Harvey goes to Minnesota. Moresi goes to Arizona. And yeah, nothing really crazy. Alright, so I'm going to try to propose a blockbuster trade here. I'm going to try to trade Kraska Gorbenko, who's probably our biggest asset, and then also a 2025 first-round pick for Kaylee McKeown. We do need a backstroker for our team. So let's see if they accept this offer. And they agreed to that offer. So now we have Kaylee McKeown. Alright, so now back to free agency, and I have 2 offers to make. So I'm going to offer Hugo Gonzalez. We do need a backstroke IMer, and I don't want to. $420 is a lot of money, but so I'm only going to offer a 2-year, no option on the 2nd year for Hugo Gonzalez. Alright, and then with my last offer, I'm going to offer Ingrid Wilm a minimum deal, because we do need another backstroke to Kaylee McKeown. And then after day 4, we get Christian Diener, Mazarak, Wilm, and Clark, so we finally get people to sign. We don't get Hugo Gonzalez just yet. He's mulling offers, so yeah, other interesting offers: Kurt Desant to Seattle, Daniel Whiffen to Las Vegas, Sates goes to New York, Beaton Nelson to Toronto, and yeah, I think that's it. This will be the last day of free agency that I'm gonna simulate. So next thing I'm gonna simulate to the start of the regular season. All right, so now the start of the 2024 season, and this is what my roster looks like. I have Hugo Gonzalez, who I attempted to sign. I did end up getting him. Kaylee McKeown, who I traded for. Jake Foster, who I signed. Also Nicky Albiero, Fink, Maddie Wilson, Carnicelli, I don't know if I'm saying that right. Erica Brown, Maxime Grousset, who I signed, as well as Diener, Jujayu, Kyle Chalmers, and no one else really noticeable on this roster. overall, I don't think we have that many like star talent. I think only like someone like Kaylee McKeown is like our only true superstar, but I still think we can actually win a championship. So this is the lineup I'm gonna be rolling with. There's nothing really special. Um, let's see. So we have Kyle Chalmers in the 2 free. Probably have to make a change here. I don't want Chalmers throwing the 200. Maybe I'll leave him. I'll put Chalmers in the 50 freestyle. Honda. I'm not gonna put Hugo Gonzalez. I'm gonna save him for the 200s. And I'm gonna put Jake Foster in the 200 breaststroke and 400 IM. So that's gonna be a tough double there for him. Chalmers in the 100 free. Hugo Gonzalez in the 200 IM. And then on the women's side, we have Kaylee McKeown in the 100 backstroke, who's only our really true superstar, on our roster, as well as the 400 medley relay, having in 400 IM and a 200 backstroke. So that might be a tough double there. And then I don't know about putting her in 100 freestyle, but I guess she has the 3rd fastest time on her team. And then also on the 200 IM. And yeah, so I'm pretty satisfied with this lineup, so I'm going to save this. And let's simulate to our first match. Alright, so we are going up against the Boston. So let's actually simcast this match. Alright, so taking a look at Boston's roster, they have Alex Walsh, who they drafted with #1 overall pick. So that'll be very interesting to see how she does. They have Gasodello, Lena Gasson, Felix Zabak, Mira Monte, and Lee Benji. So a couple solid swimmers. I still think our team is much better than theirs. So let's win this match. Alright, so let's simulate to event number 20. So let's actually skip to like past halfway point. And we are up by about 50-ish points, so looking really good here. So let's go to event number 28 now. And now we're taking a commanding lead. We're blowing them out by over 100 points. So yeah, this team is looking really good. Kaylee McKeown we traded for, having a really good session here. And she's actually the finals match MVP with 37.75 points. So that was a really good trade that we made. Alright, so now I'm going to simulate to about the halfway point, and let's see if we can try to go undefeated. Alright, so I'm at the halfway point of the regular season, and we are at 8-2. So we did lose 2 matches. Florida right now is actually undefeated. They're 10-0, and we just lost to them by about 25-ish points. But I honestly don't plan on making any trades at the deadline. So yeah, let's take a look at how our team is currently doing. So leading the way, we have Kaylee McKeown, who is our top scorer with 36.5 points per match. And I'll take a look at our numbers. 9 points in 100 back, so basically winning every single 100 backstroke. Along with 7.9 and 200 back. And 200 IM, 6.9, 6.7. So very solid numbers for her. Maddie Wilson also scoring a little bit down, but still having a really good season with 25 points. And Erica Brown was actually a steal right there. We signed for a minimum deal, 20.3 points per match. Daniel Jervis was also a steal. Sophie Hansen, who I signed, and Huang San Wu. And Hugo Gonzalez was okay. For a very large contract, I don't know about that. Either solid numbers, Kyle Chalmers as well. Let's take a look at some of the league standings. And Kaylee McKeown was actually a top 3 scorer, 36.5 points per match, with Kate Douglas and Emma McKeon as the top 3. And Dressel was 4th, and Callaghan and Sjostrom. All-star participants, we have McKeon and Michael Andrew as the 2 captains, with Kaylee McKeown making it. And let's see if we have any other Texans or Texas swimmers. Let's see. We have Hugo Gonzalez makes it. Probably missed a few, but and we also have Daniel Jervis making it. And looks like I think those are only 2 Texas swimmers here. Alright, so now I'm going to simulate the end of the regular season, and hopefully we can finish the top seed in the West. Alright, so at the end of the season, Emma McKeon wins MVP. Caleb Dressel wins male MVP. Phoebe Bacon wins Rookie of the Year, along with David Johnson on the male side. Most Improved Swimmer goes to Reagan Smith on the female side. And Caleb Dressel also wins Most Improved on the male side. And Team of the Year goes to the Florida Knights, who win 18-1. All NSL teams. Let's see. Kaylee McKeown actually is actually on the A team, and Let's see if you have any other players on our team. Doesn't look like it. And then looking at the standings here, we're second overall seed, and which means we are first in our conference. Very insane numbers for Kaylee McKeown, 36.86 points per match, but was actually just the runner-up to Emma McKeon. And I just want to see what McKeown's stats look like. Yeah, and she had some really, really good matches. 35 points, 43, 40, couple of 20-point matches. So she had some rough matches, but that was actually against Florida, which was the team of the year. So yeah, also some really, really good numbers for her. And now on to the playoffs, and so we are facing the winner of the Waves and the Blazers. So let's see who we end up facing. And we end up facing the Los Angeles Waves. Looking at the roster, doesn't look too intriguing to me. They have Marie Wattel, Abby Weitzel. See who's kind of like leading their scoring. They have Evgeny Rylov, Minikov, Trenton Julian, Tom Deans. I mean, a lot of like really good swimmers, but no one, on the start level of Kaylee McKeown. So I think we can take this team down. So I'm gonna simulate this round, and I don't have any worries of advancing unless we choke really bad. And we end up winning 392-277. Now we're facing the Houston Hustle. Their team has Noah Ponte, and then Taylor Ruck as well, Leah Smith, and Gladys Kapos. Sokova is also having a really good season, and Jacob Pebley as well. And I think this team is also a really good team, but you don't really have like a star swimmer, and I think we can win this match. So I'm going to simulate this round, and let's see if we can get the W. And we ended up winning, but we only actually won by 10, so it was actually a really close match. But we are on to the NSL Finals. We are facing the Florida Knights, who was the team of the year. So let's take a look at how their roster is. They have Sarah Sjostrom, Ledecky, McLaughlin, they have Luis Hansen, Andres Vizayos, Emery Sachi, Ariane Titmus. So they have Ledecky and Titmus, Corbeau, and Kevin Cordes. And they also have Shanna Jack, who actually put down a monster split last night in the 4x1 free relay. So yeah, this team is going to be really hard to beat, and honestly, I don't even think we're going to match up that well with them. So let's start simulating this match, and let's go about to event number 12, and let's see if we are close. And we're actually up by 30 points, so we're looking really good in here. So let's keep simulating. Let's go to event number 20, and let's see if we can not blow this lead. And we end up blowing a lead. So now we're tied by 30. Now we're tied by event number 20. So let's go to event number 28, and let's not give them any more points. And we're up by 14. So looking really good now. Big 1-2-3 finish right there. We were actually up by 1. Now we're up by 14. So now I'm just gonna let this all play out. So now let's go event by event. Event number 36. And let's see if we can not choke. And we're slowly choking. And big 1-2-3 finish in 100 freestyle right there. And then up by 11. Now up by 20. And to miss Ledecky, that was a little scary right there. But Daniel Jervis coming in clutch right there. And we end up winning the championship. So now we won by 10 points. Sarah Sjostrom was the MVP. Kaylee McKeown was second in the MVP standings, and let's try to repeat now. Alright, so now on to the 2024 offseason. Some retirements, we have Chad Leclos, Florent Manu, hence there's a lot of retirements here because it's Olympic year. Molly Hannes, Kevin Cordes, and Guido Campbell, Anton McKee, Katika Hosu retires, who's getting up there in age. Cody Miller retires, and yeah, a lot of very notable names. Melanie Margalis, Vlad Morozov. And yeah, Hall of Fame inductees, we have Kay Campbell, Leclos, Chase Kalish, Emily Seabaum, Katika Hosu. Very loaded class here. Draft lottery, we don't have any picks, I believe. So yeah, so let's see who actually gets the top pick. And it goes to the Atlanta Flyers, who, let's see, were they the worst team in the league? No, they're actually 15th overall, so they actually jumped from the 6th worst team to the 1st worst team, so pretty interesting. Alright, so I'm going to try to make a blockbuster trade here. I'm going to try to trade Caitlin Dobler, who Didn't really put up the best stats. I think she only averaged like 9 points, so not necessarily the best numbers that I wanted. But I'm also going to try to add in pick number 19 and 39. And I'm going to try to get their first at the Atlanta Flyers first round pick, so pick number 1, and because this is a really loaded draft class here, we have like Leon Marchand and can't really think of other names, but I want to see if this trade goes through and they end up accepting a trade. All right, so now on to the NSL draft, and I remember I traded all my picks to get the number 1 overall pick, so this is our only pick in the draft. And the obvious choice is to pick up Leon Marchand, but obviously we do have more male swimmers than female swimmers, so I could take Gretchen Walsh, but probably not going to do that. So I'm probably going to take Leon Marchand with the first pick, who just popped off a world record and broke Michael Phelps' record. So it'll be interesting to see what he does. Team and player options, we have 3 different options we can sign. We can Nick Albiero. I'll bring back Zhu Zhaiyu, and I'm also going to bring back Sophie Hansen on cheap deals, who had really good seasons with us. And then let's see who makes it through free agency. Justin Ress, Abram Devine. Looks like McKeon and Douglas are staying with their teams on their team options. Blake Peroni, Will Cohn, Brendan Smith as well. Doesn't look like that many free agents on team or player options are going to free agency. All right, so now on to free agency, and there's actually a lot of really good names in free agency. Obviously, with Caleb Dressel, Foster, Casas, Sjostrom. There's Ledecky in here. McNeil's also here. Ryan Murphy as well. And then currently looking at our roster, we honestly we need a lot more female swimmers. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see who I decide to get. So let's throw an offer at Sarah Sjostrom, because obviously she's one of the greatest sprinters of all time. So let's offer her a 3-year plus a 4th-year option of $429,000. I don't think we can get Caleb Dressel, but why not? Just could possibly sign, but let's offer a 3-year, $1.3 million with the player option on the 4th year. Let's also offer Shaine Casas a 4-year, $1.6 million. I'm also going to offer Katie Ledecky a 4-year, $1.6 million with no option on the 4th year. And then my last offer, I'm going to offer Ryan Murphy a 4-year, $1.1 million with a player option on the 4th year. So those are my 5 offers, and let's see who we get in free agency. And we end up snagging Sarah Sjostrom, so welcome to the team. And let's see what other offers going on. Ryan Murphy goes to New York. Penny Alexiak to Philadelphia. Malcolm Comerford to Michigan. Oh, Tamara Honda we should have re-signed, but we let it go, so it goes to Boston. And yeah, so those are some of the big signings. Alright, so now day 2 of free agency, and we have 2 offers. The first one, I'm going to re-sign Maddie Wilson, who was really good for us. So I'm going to sign her for a 4-year, $1.3 million. And then I'm also going to try to sign Maggie McNeil to a 3-year, $1.1 million with the player option on the 4th year, but also has 4 different offers. So let's see if we can try to snag them. And then after day 2, we do get Shaine Casas to sign with us, so that's awesome. And then we still have Caleb Dressel mulling offers. Ledecky and McNeil signed elsewhere. Let's see what they signed. Ledecky signed with the Tennessee Blazers. Maggie McNeil went to Cincinnati. Hunter Armstrong went to Michigan. Spoliga went to New York. And Pallister went to Toronto. So a couple of big names there. Alright, so now day 3, and with my first offer, I'm going to re-sign Ingrid Wilm, as well as Erica Brown on this, although she's commanding a lot of money because she had a really good season. And let's also bring back Lana Pudar. And after day 3, Dressel signs elsewhere. Maddie Wilson signs elsewhere. That's a big loss there, as well as Wilm. So we lose our 2 best backstrokers, and Wilm and Pudar are still mulling offers. Caleb Dressel signed with Tennessee, so it looks like their team is stacked up. Alright, so now day 3 of free agency, and first offer I'm going to make is Louise Hansen on a 2-year, $536,000 with the player option on the 3rd year. Let's also try to get Anna Elin on a minimum deal, as well as Nicolo Martineggi. And after day 4, we do get Louise Hansen, as well as Erica Brown. Pudar resigns, and Elin signs with us. And now we make a big splash in free agency. Alright, so now day 5, and I have 4 offers to make, so probably just going to end up re-signing all the swimmers that I had, just because I'm already over the salary cap. So first one I'm going to sign is Charlie Clark to a minimum deal. Let's bring back Daniel Jervis on a 2-year, first year with 62,000 with team option the second year. I'm also going to sign Maddie Go. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but on a 1-year minimum deal. And then with my last offer, I want to offer Cassie Wild a 1-year minimum deal. And after day 5, we do get Jervis, Clark, and Wild to sign with us. So that'll be the last day of free agency, and I'm probably just going to skip to the end. And yeah, so I'm going to see you guys at the start of the 2025 season. Alright, so I'm at the start of the 2025 season, and this will be my last year. So I really upgraded this roster a lot. So now we have Marchand, Gonzalez, Shaine Casas, Sjostrom, who I signed in free agency, biggest signing, along with the trade with Kaylee McKeown. Also signed Louise Hansen, Albiero, Nick Fink. We signed Erica Brown, Crusade, Chalmers, and yeah. So I mean, this roster is really deep, and even like the 25 to 30 swimmers are really good as well. So, and I'll take a look at some of my lineups. Nothing really interesting here. I mean, put Sjostrom in the 2 freestyle. I don't know if I want her in there, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. But I'll put her in the 50 free and a 2 free. And then have her in 100 fly. I also have Hansen there. 2 Hansen sisters on the same team, which is pretty cool. Also have her in the 100 freestyle. And yes, I mean the women's side is really good with Sjostrom and the Hansen sisters. And then on the men's side we have Gonzalez. Probably not gonna put her in the 1500. So Gonzalez is not gonna swim the 15. Marchand in the 2 free, as long as the 2 fly, Martineggi, Fink, and Corbo. And then Chalmers as well in the 50 free. And yeah, and then 400 IM, we have Marchand, Casas, Gonzalez. And then Chalmers in the 100 fly. And 2 back with Casas, Gonzalez, and Jujayu. And along with Fink, Corbo, and the 2 breasts. So this is a really, really good lineup. I mean, honestly think we can go undefeated this season. And then Marchand in the 2 IM. And yeah, I mean, this is pretty much my lineup, so I'm going to simulate the first match, and let's see how we do. And we end up winning, actually by a lot, over 150 points, so yeah, we actually commanded, take a really huge lead, I mean, as expected. And yeah, Sarah Sjostrom was a really big signing there, 42 points. I think she was like an MVP in the first year. Kaylee McKeown with 29, Marchand with 26. Let's see how he did in the 400 IM. Scored 9 points, so won that event. And let's see, I can actually see what time he went. So 400 IM, he went 4:13.9. So not bad. I mean, compared to his world record, it's like 4:02.5 or something. But yeah, really good. Shaine Casas as well. So we had some really good free agent signings. So yeah, so now I'm gonna simulate the rest of the regular season, and let's see if we can try to go undefeated. Alright, so at the end of the season, Sarah Sjostrom for us wins female MVP with averaging 43.74 points, which is just absolutely insane. And then Caleb Dressel wins MVP on the men's side, and Gretchen Walsh wins female rookie of the year, and Leon Marchand for us, 28.8 points, and absolutely incredible for us in his rookie year. And then female most improved goes to Blagorius Kappas, and then on the male side, it is Lucas Alba. And then team of the year goes to us, the Texas Stingrays. Undefeated 19-0. All NSL teams. We have Sjostrom on the A team. And then let's see if we actually get someone like Leon Marchand. No, we don't. And yeah, so unfortunately, we do get Kaylee McKeown on the B team. I missed that part. And we do get no one on the men's side, which is kind of interesting. Looking at the standings, like I said, we went 19-0, did not lose in a single match, just like I said. And Minnesota was our closest competitor with 18-1, but looking at that score, I think it was not even close. So, I honestly expect that we can easily cruise our way. And then looking at our team stats, we have Leah Marchand, 28.8 points, like I said, or 0.08, and Sarah Sjostrom 43.7, which is, like I said, absolutely incredible. I don't think I've ever seen. I think that might be the league leading scorer. And then Kaylee McKeown 35.2. Louise Hansen was all right, 14.2. Not necessarily the numbers I was looking for. Nick Fink was 13.0. Casas was solid for us, 18.4 points. Hugo only 10 points, so his numbers kind of dropped off a bit. Maxine Grisset was pretty solid. Chalmers as well. And some of our role swimmers. did really well, especially Maddie Go, who swam the distance events, had some really good numbers for us. Looking at the overall stats, Sjostrom was obviously the leading scorer in the league, and she was the only one above 40 points, with Mallory Callaghan at 39 points, and McKeown also 39, and McKeown was the 5th leading scorer. Now on to the playoffs, and I'm basically just going to simulate this entire playoff, and let's see. I don't think anyone's really going to compete with us, and I expect to win. So starting with the first match, and it looks like we'll be facing the Las Vegas Sharks in that match. So let's see who wins that match. And we end up winning by over 120 points. So now we face the winner of Minnesota and Tennessee, and let's see who we face. And we end up facing Minnesota, who had the second best league record in the league. So let's see who wins this match. And we end up taking them down, and now we're on to the finals to face Indiana, and who is actually the second seed overall. And we end up winning. And so we are the back-to-back championship champions, with Sjostrom with 47 points. Absolutely incredible. Looking at the box score of this, Sjostrom was, again, 47 points, 23.8 in that 100 and that 50 free, 51.9. Those are like video game numbers, and 154.4 in the 200 free, 55.02. I think that's actually a world record right there. And yeah, so really good numbers for her. Leon Marchand, let's see if he broke the 400 giant world record. 404.2, not quite, but also really good. 154.7 in the 200 fly, and 156.3. Not necessarily fast numbers, but I mean 36 points was a really good contributor to our team. And yeah, so that's gonna be it for this video. That was a really fun rebuild. That was probably one of the best teams I ever done. So if you guys enjoyed that video, like and subscribe, and thank you for watching, and see you guys in the next video.